customers is, for me, customer is marketing. Many times I ask people to cross the term marketing out because sometimes people get confused between marketing and selling. To make it very clear, so you can cross it out. This is not a class for marketing, it's a class for customer. Right? Marketing class is customer's class. So understanding customer, but that's from the business side. Any businesses cannot actually survive without customers. So that's why it is important in terms of business. But for me, it's more than just customer. It's the way of thinking, of thinking that I mentioned before, the way of thinking of outside in, not inside out. So sometimes people around you who are not your customers, right? The ones that you would love to understand, right? And would like to make them happy, and you get some happiness in return. Right? So it's more than just the business side. It's the way of thinking. That's how important marketing is for me. Right? So not just for a marketer, not just for a business person, but for everyone in general. That's marketing. And we're going to talk about marketing in detail today. It's the first chapter, and the structure, once again, is not actually chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. It's going to be chapter 1, then chapter 3. So we're going to skip chapter 2. Chapter 2 is marketing strategy, and we're going to use marketing strategy chapter 2 to summarize everything at the end of our class. Right? So chapter 1, marketing customer is the key. So let's talk about chapter 1. You don't really have to have the book from Professor Philip Kotler and Professor Kevin Keller. The two professors who authored the book that you got, meant to be very, very famous, but in general, any marketing book will do. And for me, you can go for any books that you like. Right? The structure of marketing, the principles of marketing or marketing management book will be quite the same anyway, everywhere. So any book that you like. But in general, marketing is everywhere. Marketing is everywhere. People talk about marketing in many ways. A person can do marketing. A politician can do marketing. Right? We talk about e-marketing these days. Sometimes people won't call it e-marketing anymore. People call it D for Delta, D marketing, and D stands for digital. Even e-commerce, we change it to e-commerce, digital commerce, not just electronics commerce anymore. Right? And things changes all the time. But keep in mind, the thing that you learn today might be different in the next few months. And that's because of the fact that it's a dynamic world, it's a digital world, and things changes very rapidly. Right? So a politician can do marketing. So any politician in your mind now, any famous politicians in your mind right now, infamous, I have to say, famous, any one of them. Donald Trump. So Donald Trump pop up. So that's what we call top of mind. Donald Trump, so politician. Donald Trump is a good marketer.
Is he a good marketer?
Is he a good marketer for you?
Exceptionally good, yes.
Exceptionally, he is a good marketer for some reason, right? And for one reason, he got very, very good target group. His target group is very clear. For me, his target group is just very clear. And then he can come up with any messages that he likes, but serves well and fits very well with his target group. Who are in his target group?
Republicans.
Sorry?
Republicans.
Republicans, yes. That's the primary target group. And the secondary target group might be
Whites.
I would say middle and low America.
Middle, low, right? But in general, in the mass market in America, right? And more importantly, American people. And that's the reason why he can come up with such a message like American first or America first. Everything America first. And he would love to build a wall the wall, right, between the US and Mexico, right? And that serves the needs of not Mexican, of course, it's Americans, right? But that might not be very good in your mind, and you hate it. Many people in the world hate this kind of policy, I have to say, but Thai people, Chinese people, and even Mexican people might not be in his target group at all. So he doesn't care. So you can talk whatever you like. You can say whatever you want. It's you, but you are not my target group. My target group is Americans, and not all Americans, but many of them would love to hear this kind of thing, and people love to hear this kind of thing, not just in America, everywhere in the world. Right? In Thailand comes first. In China, Chinese people come first. So it's the way people talk. And I don't know if it is good or not in terms of international affairs, but in terms of marketing, one thing which is good, clear target group. Then what we need to talk about as well. So many people would love to be everything for everyone, but we talked about it in our first session. We cannot be everything for everyone anyway. So I haven't talked about good or bad, but I talked about the principles of it. So once you got the target group in place, sometimes you got the clear idea what to do. Right? Target group matters. That's political marketing, e-marketing, contest marketing, and even you yourself can do marketing for yourself. Right? You can think about others more. You can think outside in more, and you can do marketing for yourself. You can do branding for yourself. Right? You can come up with your own brands. Not your own brands in terms of business, just you yourself. How can we do? How can we come up with our own brand? Do we need to have our own logo? No. How can we come up with our own brand? What does it mean by brand for you? You might hear about the terms brand all the time these days, and people love to do rebranding, brand building, brand development, brand branding. So what does it mean by brand?
Something that represents the corporate that should provide or do feature that.
Right. So the two things. The first part, you talk about something that represents the corporate, the corporation. That means reputation. Right? And you talk about the second part as well. So the corporate know exactly what to do and how to act. So many people might think brand is about reputation. You need to build reputation all the time. For me, brand is not just about reputation. The more important part for branding is direction. So if you would like to come up with a brand, two parts, the part of reputation and part of direction. And for me, the part of direction is more important. So it tells us exactly what to do and how to do things. So if you talk about personal branding, try to come up with not more than 5 elements in your life. So that's what we call brand DNA. If I talk about you, not more than 5 elements, very, very core elements of you yourself. You might say politeness, right? Smart, right? So think about it today. Think about your target group and try to come up with not more than 5 elements, and that will be your brand. Because brand might not be about just the reputation, but it will be about your directions, and you know exactly what to do. You can, if you would like to put some kind of smart thing with you, then you should not do something silly, right? But someone might not think about being very smart, but would love to have the element of fun, right? Then it's going to be different brands, right? Some people might go for relaxation, or in Thai sabai. So this is fine, but you need to keep in mind the DNA of yours, and then you can actually do something that, and you can understand things around you more, and you can understand yourself more. So that's personal branding, personal marketing as well, right? And even the way we dress up. You see my dress, right? My outfit. I dress up like this almost every day. So what is good about my outfit? People love talking to me, you know. Once I walk into a hotel, people love talking to me very much. That's the way I do marketing myself now. So, listen, besides this marketing class, I actually teach, and my field is actually service marketing. And it tells you something that I'm in the service marketing or service industry, you see. Right? You can tell right away, and this is my packaging. So in terms of marketing, this is your packaging, it is our packaging. So many times I talk to the students, the undergrad students, about the uniform. And they said, having uniform is very outdated. It's everything in here, it's not here. It's everything in here, it's not here. You see, but in the marketing world, it's different. In the marketing world, people judge the product many times using just the packaging. And it's a package. This is packaging of a person as well. So you see the elements. So even a person can do marketing for himself. So marketing yourself. In general, marketing is all around. So we can say it's everything in here, but no. In the real world, people judge the book by its cover many times, right? And we cannot say it is not true. So that's the way of thinking, outside in, not inside out. So there are many things about marketing, and we're going to talk about them throughout our semester. And for today, it's the time to talk about the part of marketing process, 5 steps for the overview of marketing process. And what I have to set your expectation up front for the class tonight. It will be about many terminologies, because it's the first chapter, and you might need to understand some terms in order to go through the semester, right? The term market, the term marketing, the term customer. Sometimes we talk about STP and the term STP, and we talk about marketing mix. Some of you, and I think all of you, marketing mix is about the 4 Ps. Product, price, place, promotion. And we're going to criticize the 4 Ps tonight. And the 4 Ps might not be the way to go. How come? The 4 Ps. People talk about the 4 Ps all the time. If you would love to go for marketing, product, price, place, promotion, product, price, place, promotion, and there's something wrong about the 4 Ps. No people. Indeed. Do one thing. No people. No people.
It's the way you think inside out.
Right. And so it might not, first thing first, the concept might not capture everything in terms of marketing, right? If we talk about people, if you talk about process, no people, no process in the 4 Ps anyway. But some of marketer might say, you put everything into the P product. You can put P process in under P product. You can put people under P product, right? Whatever. But at the end of the day, the way of thinking of 4 Ps might be wrong, because the 4 Ps happen to be about inside out way of thinking. Our product, our price, our place, our promotion is inside out. And we need to change the way of thinking a little bit tonight, and we're going to come up with a new concept, which is not actually the 4 Ps, right? But it's going to be 4 Cs, and we talk about the 4 Cs later on. So what we're going to talk about tonight will be the process, but first thing first, just to make it clear that marketing and cheating can be totally different. So is marketing cheating? Many people abuse marketing, right? And say, just go for it, it's marketing, just go for it, it's marketing, right? Tell some lies, go for it, it's marketing. That's the way people abuse marketing for a long time. But the marketing itself, by the principle, marketing is not cheating. And we got the fine line between marketing and cheating. And that line is ethics. So without having ethical matters, you call it cheating. Right? If people cross the line of ethics, then we call it cheating, just like that. Tell some lies, it's marketing, no, it's cheating. It's cheating. So you got to see the differences right away between cheating and marketing. So marketing is not cheating, and cheating is not marketing, especially for this class. It's going to be totally different. Right? How about marketing and advertising? Well, marketing and advertising. Is marketing advertising? Yeah, I think so. And maybe it's a subset of marketing, right? So advertising is just a part of marketing. Is advertising marketing? Yes, but is marketing advertising? No. On the other hand, the same thing applies for the next part, marketing and selling. Marketing is not selling, but selling is marketing. Selling is just a part of marketing. If you happen to be familiar with the 4 P's, product, price, place, promotion, just to let you know where selling is, right? In the last P, promotion, there are 5 elements. Under the fourth P, promotion. And then one of the 5 elements, we're going to talk about all the elements later on anyway, but one of the 5 elements is selling. Right? So it is a small part of marketing. You see? So selling will be under marketing. So just to make it clear, that marketing and cheating is different. Advertising is part of marketing and selling is a part of marketing. And in the old view of marketing, we talk about telling and selling. So in the old view of marketing, we got the product up front and do something inside out, do something from within. But the new view of marketing is not products up front, it's customers up front. And then we satisfy customers' needs. We try to satisfy customers' needs. That's it for the new view of marketing. Starts from customers. And sometimes people say, marketing is about 2 things. I agree. So, obtaining customer and retaining customer. So you have to remember these long sentences. So obtaining customer and maintaining customer. So number 1, obtaining customer. Number 2, maintaining customer. Which one is in general more important?
Retaining.
Retaining. So what happened in the real world? People love to obtain new customers all the time. People want to be interested in obtaining new customers. We love to meet with new people, right? New customers. But in general, maintaining customers will be the key because easy enough. The cost of obtaining customer and the cost of maintaining customer can be totally different, and the cost of obtaining new customer can be as much as 5 times of the maintaining old customer. So that's a classic research paper in marketing. So what we should do in general is maintaining our old customers. Can we apply this kind of normal or easy concept to our lives? Many times actually, we try very hard to please new people in our life. And we forget and take for granted our true friends. Sometimes the true friends are your family members, and we take them for granted. Right? So we forget maintaining old customer, and we love to treat new customer very much. That's wrong. So that's the point over here. So that's marketing, maintaining and obtaining customers. We don't really have to remember this one as well. It is a very, very formal way of defining marketing is social and managerial process by which individuals and groups obtain what they need and want through creating and exchanging products and value with others. What? Difficult. Marketing should be easier. So what you need to keep in mind, marketing means any activities in a market. Marketing in general, it means any activities in the market, right? So just go to a market around and you see negotiation, yes, that's part of marketing. Pricing, that's part of marketing. What else? Giving out discount, yes, that's part of marketing. Selling things, of course. Coming up with new product, yes, right? Good packaging, yes. So any activities in a market will be about marketing. Easy enough, right? So that's marketing. So we talk about the definition of marketing quite a lot. Then we can move on to the most important slide of the chapter. This is the most important slide of the chapter. So for each chapter, I will point to you which one is the most important, right? And this one is the most important one for chapter 1. So you got 5 boxes here. And you don't really have to remember everything in general. First thing first, in terms of marketing process, is to understand need, want, and demand. Need, want, and demand. And then coming up with marketing strategy. So step 2, strategy. Step 3, program, marketing program. Try to come up with a marketing program. And we're going to talk about each of them in detail later on tonight anyway, so it's going to be just fine. And the next bit, the 4th box, building customer relationship, so customer relationship. The first 4 boxes are about you, yourself, a company. But the 5th box, the next one, is the responsibility of the customers as well. So the last bit is capturing customer value in return. So after doing the 4 things, the 4 boxes, then it's time to capture customer value in return. So what does it mean by all these things? So let's talk about the first box. The first box is about need, want, and demand. So what are the differences among need, want, and demand? It's important though, needs and want first. Needs and wants. So what's the difference between need and want?
I need food, but I want a hamburger.
How nice.
I just read it in the textbook.
In the textbook, it's in the textbook indeed. So you need food, you want a hamburger. I need food, I want cake. I need food, I want cake. Right? So which one is more necessary? Need. So by understanding this, sometimes it gives you a clearer picture in the market. For the domestic flights of Japan Airlines in Japan, who are their customers? Who are their competitors? Sorry.
Say again? Shinkansen.
Yeah. So not just ANA, right? So many people might think if we look at just the aeroplane, right, and the airlines, then you got to see ANA or Nippon Airways, but that's not the case in that market. It is not just Japan Airlines and ANA. They got JR train, Shinkansen, right? What happened there? So it's easy. It's got to be more convenient sometimes. You don't have to wait at the airport, right? You have to go to the airport. You can just go to the train station, take the Shinkansen, go to the city center of the other city, right? No need to take taxi sometimes. Easy enough, right? More convenient. So what happened right here? So taking the airplane, going by the airplane is want, but commuting from one place to the other place is need. So anything at all that can help people to commute from one place to the other place will do. So the competitor of hamburger might not be just a hamburger product. It might be something else that serves the same needs, you see. So if you look, and people look at the wants all the time, a car company always talk about the car. The airlines talk about the airlines all the time. And that's what we call marketing myopia, or short-sighted in marketing. So if people look at the wants of the customers, then you got this kind of symptom called marketing myopia, or short-sighted in marketing, right? So understanding the differences between needs and wants helps, right? And you can see things in a clearer picture right away in terms of the competitive set, at least. What else do we have? Demand. So in your economic class, you got the economic class for the first semester as well, right? Your professor will talk about demand all the time. So what does it mean by demand?
The willingness to pay.
Yeah, so two things. One thing, you need to have the want, right? The shape of needs. So you got the need, and then you got the shape of needs. And if you got the buying power to buy things, then we have the demand in the market. Because once it comes to demand, it's the real money, right? If you can plot it, that is the real money. So you really have to have the buying power. I want to commute. Sorry, I need to commute. But I want Ferrari. I got no money to buy Ferrari. So no demand. So you need to have the buying power right there in order to come up with the demands. So, but in this class, as I mentioned, so in the economic class, the view will be on the demand side, but for marketing class, we look at the other side of the spectrum called need. Because we don't want you to have that symptom, short-sighted or marketing myopia. So think about the need first, and then try to shape it up, and that's what we call wants. And then the buying power will be just fine. In general, marketer can come up with many means, right, to help people with buying power, credit cards, personal loans, many other things. So that's what I try to say for the first box. So needs and wants. Once again, so we can skip this part very quickly. Need is about something necessary. There are many types of needs though. Physical needs, shelter, clothing, right? What else? Safety. And we got social needs as well. So anything that you can think of in terms of social needs is there. Many people would like to belong to a group.
Mobile phone.
Right. So mobile phone is about social needs. So it's not actually about your physical needs, it's social needs, right?
Luxury stuff.
That's just stuff and communication network, right? Or the networking activities you need, right? What else? How can we do that thing like this? With right here, right? It depends on the shape of your fingers as well. So, right. So this is what we learned, and some of my undergrad students ask about the phenomenon of playing with the hands and the fingers, right? So what happened here? I said people just would love to be part of the group. That's what happened in general. By understanding the needs, it happens, right? How come that we get to have we have some kind of resorts called Club Med. Club Med is just an interesting kind of resource, right? So it's not just a place to stay, but they provide many activities that you can go around and meet new friends. And sometimes we got to see it in terms of the needs, and people love to be part of the group. And sometimes people feel so lonely and love to be in the group. And then they just go back to their room sometime to be with themselves, but it is fine. But we have that kind of activities. And they can sell that kind of activities. So we got to have social needs, right? And we're going to talk about many types of needs later on in the other chapter. And one is a chain of needs. What is a chain of needs? And if you actually combine wants and buying power, then you get the demand in the market. So the point is trying to focus on the needs. We have one more terminology over here as well. It's marketing offer. Why do we need to come up with this term? I have to say, people talk about products and services, and we got to see right now that products and services might not be enough to capture everything in the market. Sometimes it is something else. It is not products, it is not services, right? So we call it marketing offer. So anything besides product and service that can be sold. Any ideas? Anything besides products and services which can be sold. Sorry. Yeah, people. So you got to see headhunters all the time, right? For many companies, right? So that might be something else besides products and services. What else? Information. People sell information all the time, data set, right? So many companies actually sell information, line Corporation. So what is the country of origin of line? Korea, South Korea, right? But it's not quite big in Korea, the application itself, but it's huge in Japan. It's huge in Thailand. So what happened with Line Corporation? What they can do today is to sell some data from you to some companies. And one company executive just came and told me that Central got some good data from Line Corporation. And right now they try to match the data of the membership program of Central Department Store and what the one card with the data from Line and try to understand each individual more in terms of his lifestyle. So you see, data can be sold, information can be sold, right? The information that you're using right now, your Spotify and your Joox, right? The application for music can be sold. Is that illegal? No, because you allow them to do so. You allow them to do so. And many people say, so it is legal, but if you got to see things around, you see some legal things might not ethical. So it depends. Right? Might not be ethical, so it really depends. So that's the way of thinking as well. So marketing offer. So anything else besides information, besides people, ideas. Right? Ideas can be sold. In the market, and especially in the marketing world, we got what we have for the agencies, and that's a creative house. Creative house, right? So for any creative houses, they sell ideas, right? They won't do production. In general, they just sell ideas. And if you would like to launch any product, and then you hire any creative houses, the people from creative houses will come and come up with many ideas for you to choose from. Then you choose some ideas, they craft it a little bit more, and then charge you. For each campaign, how much does it cost in Thailand to hire a creative house in general for one product?
2 million baht.
About 2 million baht, right? So you need to have about 2 million or 1.5 million will do. So at least 1.5 million to hire a good creative house, right, for one product, and that's the cost. And that's what we talk about right here. The idea can be marketing offer. So instead of calling it product, service all the time, there are something else. So in your textbook, sometimes they call things marketing offer. So you need to know what does it mean. So that's marketing offer. The next bit will be the next box. Okay, marketing myopia, we talked about it. Right? So focus on the need, not the want. If you focus on the want and you lose your sight on the need, then you get this symptom, marketing myopia. Ted Levitt of Harvard Business School talked about it in 1970 something, but it makes sense. And the next term is market. In your book, if you read through the book, you see they talk about market all the time. Keep in mind, the term market in the book is not a place. It's a group of people. Okay? Elderly market, health conscious market, right? So just to let you know up front, so once you read through things, you will be fine. You'll be fine. That's it. So that's markets. So, and in the book, so as I mentioned, it's going to be quite dry today, but it's going to be fine. So but you need to keep in mind that they talk about a company, the company, and we company all the time. So where are we? The answer is we are here. So in the book, the system is like this. So we are here, and we got some suppliers, right? Some company who supply us materials, right? And we are here, and we sell our marketing offer to the final consumers. And sometimes we sell our marketing offer to the intermediaries. And the intermediaries, for example, retailers, wholesalers, resell the marketing offer to the final consumers, right? And it's not just we got competitors in the system as well. And we are surrounded by the environment. So just to show you the system in the book. So once you got to see we all the time, this pronoun stands for that we, right? That part. And that's all about the first bit of the system here. So understand needs, want, and demand. And the next part will be about the strategy. And once we talk about marketing strategy, one term popped up, and that is STP, segmentation, targeting, positioning. Segmentation, targeting, positioning. It's the basic stuff, but it's very useful in general. So what should we do in general is to try to understand our customer very well. So we got the market, right? The Thai market, which is quite large. Then what we need to do up first is to segment the large market into different sub-segments. And that's what we call segmentation. How can we do segmentation? Are there any dimensions in your mind that people love to use, please? Right.
Or into gender.
Right.
Or, I don't know, student and working people.
Right. So in general, demographical data will help, right? First thing first, you can segment people and the market using demographical data, gender, right? Sex, age group, educational level, right? Income, right? What else besides demographical data?
Consumer behavior.
Right, their behavior will be the dimension that you can use. So heavy user, light user, right? Frequent user, right? So an old customer, current customer, future customer. Right? So behavior of the customer themselves, right, can be used as the way to segment your target, your market. And you can go for geographical dimension as well. Bangkok, right? Khon Kaen, Chiang Mai, so Thailand, and Laos, Cambodia, many other countries. So geographical variable can be used. What else? And we found the most powerful one might not be demographical data, might not be about geographical data, might not be about customer behavioral data, but it is about lifestyle of customer. We segment customer these days, final consumers, using lifestyle quite a lot. Health conscious, and you know exactly how to do things right away, right? Luxurious brand lover, right? Luxurious lifestyle, and you know exactly what to do with them right away. So if it's a group of people at the age of 30 to 40, then what? You need to find some explanation and lifestyle of this group anyway. So you use the lifestyle dimension to segment the market, and then you can go for the marketing program right away. So this day, what we can do is to go for lifestyle, and that's B2C. Many people talk about the fact that we can be in the market of B2B as well, not just B2C. So there are in general, there are three types. B2C, business to consumer, right? B2B, business to business, like SCG, we said SCG in general, B2B, and we got B2G, business to government. This day is different. You can see many new things around, and one of the most important markets can be C2C or P2P, or peer-to-peer, or consumer to consumer. Okay. Facebook Live, selling things from consumer to consumer. It's not B2C anymore, right? And even in the notion, for the notion of B2B and B2G, some may say no B2G and no B2B anymore in the world. How come? Anyone in the B2B market at all? Business to business, this class, yeah, B2B. So some may say no B2B in the market anymore, because the concept of B2B happened to be wrong. What happened there? They said, you love your customer very much, B2B, your customer might not love you that much. Your customer love its customers. So it's not B2B, it's B2B2C. So the way of thinking is B2B2C. So you need to go to the C of consumer anyway. Understand the customer or consumer of your customer, right? No B2G, because it's B2G2C, but that's different. It's not business to government to consumer, it's business to government to citizen, because government serves citizens. You see, you need to understand the problem of people in the country, so the citizens, then you can come up with new idea to serve your customer government very well. So no B2B, no B2G, it's B2B2C and B2G2C. But in this class, I have to say, we're going to focus on just the parts of B2C, right, to make it clear. So we won't talk about B2B and B2G that much. We're going to focus because of the time that we got. So I can talk about B2B throughout, but in general, it won't happen in the class. We're going to talk about the B2C more in the class, right? So once we have different segments, it's time to choose. Once we choose some segments out of many segments, that's what we call targeting. If we choose one segment and that segment happens to be very profitable, it is niche marketing. You might hear of the name, the terms, niche marketing sometimes, right? So what does it mean by niche? N-I-C-H-E. So do not go for the mass market anymore, go for niche market. Niche marketing is the way to go today. So what does it mean by niche marketing?
Very specified.
Sorry?
Very specified.
Very specific one, so small but beautiful. For me, niche marketing means a small market but beautiful. Small but beautiful. Right? That's niche marketing. So the terms niche, just to let you know the root of the term. So in the past, people live in a cave, you see. Live in a cave, and in a cave, no windows. So if you need to have some beautiful things around you, you need to dig into the wall of the cave, right? And you put some flowers there. And that hole, the small hole on the wall of the cave, that's what we call niche. Just like what happened in the market. So you get a big market, just like the wall of the cave, right? That's mass market. And if you can see a small hole with some beautiful flowers, then that's niche. And that's the reason why we call this group of people small but beautiful niche market. Okay, that's niche marketing and the roots. So after choosing the target group, you need to put your position, and you need to come up with position in your target group's mind, right? Compare with your competitors, Volvo, Mercedes-Benz, and BMW. If we talk about being cool, which one wins? BMW, you see. If you talk about safety, Volvo. If it is about luxury, Mercedes-Benz. So each brand got its own position, and that's what we call position in the target group's mind. Can we go for many positions at the same time? Yes, but it's going to be confusing, just like Audi. At least in the Asian market, Audi can be very confusing. Safety plus being cool plus luxury. So once you got to have this kind of thing, then you have the notion of confused positioning. It's not that good. So sometimes you offer more, but people get confused and it hurts your brands. So that's the way of thinking. Try to go for one position. Single message will do. Right? So that's positioning. So the place that product or brand occupy in your target customer's mind in relation to competing brands. Right? Segmentation, and then you choose targeting. So I would like to talk about this term as well. We talk about it, if you remember, on Wednesday, de-marketing. Sometimes we need to reduce the usage of any products or services, and that's what we call de-marketing, not marketing. Marketing try to increase the usage, but for de-marketing, reduce the usage, right? Any examples for de-marketing? Reduce the usage.
Smoking.
Smoking, yeah. We talked about smoking before, so smoking is a good example. Anything else?
Would you call the Pepsi challenge demarketing?
How come?
Because Pepsi is trying to reduce the usage of Coca-Cola.
All right.
Right.
So you
you remember from the 1990s, right?
Right.
It's a Pepsi challenge.
Pepsi challenge. So blind testing,
Yeah.
right? 2 cups, Pepsi and Coke, and then it's blind testing, so you don't really know which one is Coke, which one is Pepsi, right? And challenge, which one tastes better?
Always Pepsi.
Always Pepsi. In general, it's normally Pepsi. And then Coke decided to change the flavor and launch what they call New Coke. And New Coke failed miserably. So what happened there?
The shape of the whole position is trying to obtain and they will maintain the whole one.
Right, so change to the position that people might not want. Right, so what happened there? So many times people put more focus on the function of the products, but sometimes it's not about the function at all. It's about emotion. Just like fans of Apple or iPhone, you see, maybe sometimes Huawei or Samsung try to tackle the problem of having clearer lens or clearer picture using their brands. Apple fans will go for Apple anyway. So it it is something else, not the function of it. It's beyond the functionality. It's emotion, right? Coke as well. It's not just a flavor. It is something else in there, and we call it emotion, right? And talking about the Pepsi challenge, of course, is the demarketing. You can do demarketing for your competitors, right? Very good. What else? Using
Yeah.
plastic products, right, these days, and yeah, demarketing. Luxury brands. Sometimes some company do demarketing for its own brands, luxury brands. So once it comes to the luxury market, the way of thinking can be totally different. They never give out discounts for some brands. Louis Vuitton, right, and Chanel, no discounts. 150 years something old company called Louis Vuitton has never given out any discounts at all. The way of thinking can be totally different because it's luxury market, and some companies just would like to limit the number of users of the brand in order to make it luxury. For example, Patek Philippe. So I heard about it, this story. Then just a week ago, I went to the official Patek Philippe store at Quezon Plaza over here. Never been there to the official agent of Patek Philippe before. When I heard of the story, just would like to try. I got no money to buy one anyway. Right? I went into the store and asked for Patek Philippe Nautilus. This I love to have. This one is the most famous series, and I would love to go for this one. The very specific one, the most famous one, is 1.2 million baht each. So a watch costs to 1.2 million baht. Very expensive. So I asked, do you have one today? Just ask. Right? So and in my mind, no. So I said, do you have one today? The seller said no. You need to put your name on the waiting list. We got no product left. So I should be on the waiting list. So how long will it get? How long will it take for me to get the new Nautilus and Patek Philippe? Can you guess? About 2 years. I have to be on the list for 2 years to get the watch that cost me 1.2 million baht. So and the next explanation is you cannot be on the list unless you buy any watches in our store for 2 million baht first. You need to buy 2 million, you need to actually buy anything at all around you. Then once you reach 2 million baht, then you have a chance to be on the list, and you need to wait for 1 or 2 years in order to get the real Nautilus Patek Philippe. You see, it's demarketing. It happens. It happens with many other brands, including Hermes. Right? The Birkin bag, right? Kelly bag. It takes you forever to get one, and we got to have the pocket book called How to Hunt Birkin. This is very difficult to find one. Then you really need to know how to hunt Birkin, right? Of Hermes. Very interesting, and that's what we call demarketing as well. So here's the term demarketing. So what else? Over here is the most important slides of marketing of all for me. So this is important. And for me, this slide is the most, so you got to see the most important slide of the chapter, but this one is the most important slide of marketing for me of all. Right? It tells us something, and it's philosophy of marketing. You see up there, once it comes to the philosophy, it's the way of thinking. Right? And what we need to do in terms of being in the business world, we would like to be successful. We would like to be successful. So what we should do, first thing first, try to produce the same thing. Keep producing the same thing more and more and more and more. So what will you get from producing the same thing more and more and more? Right, experience. In terms of economics, you happen to be in economics class, so you can actually say right away, the term is economy of scale. And sometimes you get the economy of scope as well. Right, so in general, if you keep producing the same thing, right, you got the efficiency, but more importantly, the cost will be lower and lower. In general, the cost will be lower and lower, right? And then you can sell the product with the lower and lower and lower price. And the lowest price will win. The lowest price product will win. Is that correct?
No.
How about this philosophy? So keep producing the same thing, you will get the economy of scale, and then you can sell cheap things, and the cheapest thing in the market will win. If that's the case, you won't be here. NBA shoe line is not the cheapest one in the market, isn't it? Right, so the NBA English program July is not the cheapest one in the market. You can go for many other cheap MBA program, but it is something else as well. So the price is not the way to go. Well, I have to say the price is not the way to go. Many times I happen to be in meeting rooms at SCG, and some marketing people said, Ajahn, we would like you to ask the executives to lower the price of our product. And we are sure if the price can be lower, we can sell more. And I said, that's right. If the price is low, you can sell your product more. But what will happen next? The competitor can lower the price as well. It's not just you. You lower the price. Your competitor will lower the price, right? And then you lower your price again, and then the competitor will lower their price again. And before you know it, both of you fail, doomed, right? So go bankrupt. So we should not play with the price in general. And in many meetings, I said, we hire marketing people to do one thing, to do many things. But one thing we would like the marketing people to do is to ask for lower price. How come? It's because we hire marketing people to let us know, without lowering the price, how can we sell our products? Lowering the price, the product can be sold, of course, we all know. But we hire all of you because we would like to know more. Without lowering the price, how can we sell our products? So do not touch the price. It's dangerous. And if you like to touch the price, it's 90 years ago. It's now the production concept. Production concept means trying to sell the cheapest thing, right? And it's 90 years ago. And then we got to have the new one, the new concept, the new philosophy called product concept. Do not touch the price. Go for the best quality product, and that's the final answer. So if you keep to make it better and better and better, right? Try to come up with new product with very high standard, then it's the way to go. The best product will be the winner. Is that correct? No, it's not the way to go either. And people talk about high quality all the time, and all the brands actually claim for having high quality and low price. High quality, low price, just like this. High quality, sometimes you got to see things that the best product might not be able to sell, right? Because it's too pricey. And we would like sometimes to go for some compromise option, right? So the best quality product might not be the way to go. So product concept is 40 years ago. So if people talk about pricing, then 90 years ago, that's a checklist. If you talk about product quality product, than 40 years ago. You see exactly what it is right now. Then it's time to talk about selling. So 25 years ago, people talk about selling very much. So even in the marketing class, once I appointed the lecturer in marketing 15 years ago in our school, right? Back then still, people talk about selling techniques. And in the class, it's not just like this. It was, so we are going to talk about the selling techniques today. And the first technique is to let your customer know exactly that it's the limited edition. Even it is not. Right? Once it's limited edition, the value goes up. Right? What else? You need to say all the time that you got limited stock available. So 2 pieces left, and you need to buy them right now. If not, you might not have a chance to buy them. Right? And for tomorrow, 3 pieces left. And then the day after tomorrow, 5 pieces left. And then people might find out, right? They buy you once, but in the long run, it hurts. Especially in the digital era. You will get to know things very, very clear, right? So that's not the way to go anymore. It's success, but it's not sustainable success. What we need to have is sustainability, not just success. So selling concept is not the way to go. It's 25 years ago. And then we got the notion of marketing here, marketing concept. Marketing concept means understanding customer more than they understand themselves. Marketing concept, we understand our customer more than they understand themselves sometimes, right? For example, in terms of digital camera, so taking picture. So what's the core need of customer? Taking picture. Capturing the moments, capturing some memories, right? Do we need to have the camera to do so? No, these days you see a mobile phone can help. In the future, your eyeglasses might be able to capture the moments and no need for the camera in your mobile phone anymore, right? So once again, it's needs and wants. The need is to capture the moment, right, in any forms. In any forms. So want and need. But over here, we understand customer well in terms of their needs, and that's what we call marketing. How about cosmetic? The core need for female customer. So what's that? สวย beauty. In one class many years ago, in the MBA English program, and one student said สวย and then she turned her head and then she said, อาจารย์, I changed my mind. So what happened? My friend put lots of makeup on her face. She's not. That's different. So it's not, sometimes it's not beauty. So what else? And we found
confidence.
is indeed. So Revlon, a cosmetic company, said it's confidence and hope. So the core needs of customers in terms of cosmetic, confidence and hope. Right? Without the same lipstick, people lose confidence. Without the same mascara, right? People lose confidence. So confidence and hope. And look around, you may see, right, your friends got big hope. But that's marketing, understanding customer very well. What else? So if you don't really like marketing, once again, you just cross the term marketing out and call it customer. We call it customer concept over here, which is just fine. Customer concept. And that's fine already. It's fine already. It might be a final answer, but beyond the final answer, these days we talk about societal marketing concept. Marketing is customer, so first thing first, customer is still there, right? But not just customer, society as well. Societal marketing concept, right? Society plus customer. So that's the way to go. So this, as you can see, I spent quite some time talking about this slide because it's important. Right? It's important. And from the selling concept to marketing concept, even the starting point can be totally different. Selling concept starts from within your factory, but marketing concept starts from outside market. Market is not a place. Market is a group of people. Once again, the customer. And in terms of societal marketing concept, it's not just your consumer and your company. You have society to serve as well. So that's the second box. And we're going to take a break and come back and talk about the third one. As usual, we got some snack out there, right?
Thank you.
Please feel free.